Hello everyone and welcome back to Decorate Every Nail You Got. I was right in the middle of doing my nails and I thought, maybe I should bring the viewers along for the ride. So I have already finished one hand. I am going to be doing this glitter nail for you, and then I'm going to show you how to do the glitter on the side that I did here. I don't love this version of it. I'm probably going to bring the glitter in a little bit more, but I do like this kind of curving motion that I did with the glitter, so we are going to replicate that right now. The color that's currently on my nails is called Rusty, and then the glitter color is going to be Pink Princess. I'm going to start with Pink Princess. I'm also going to be using Rossi's gel products. So I'll be using their top coat and their base coat. So let's go ahead and put a little bit of base on this. So you guys probably know by now, but when you get your dip powders or when you're about to use them for the first time, or whenever actually, you want to make sure to stir them. I shook mine up and I'm going to give it a good stir. You're going to see that the glitters kind of go everywhere, and if you don't do this, then you might get a concentration of one versus the other, like little pieces versus big pieces or something like that. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I don't typically dip either. Normally I pour, but today, I mean, why not dip? Let's just see how this goes, shall we? So here's I am using the base coat. And I'm going to be doing about just this little strip of my nail to begin with. And my nails need all the strength they can get, so that's why I do a strip and then a bigger strip and then a bigger strip and so forth. Okay, not a lot of glitters on that one, baby. And then I'm going to cure for about a minute. Okay, now I am going to brush this off, brush off any excess. Now there's some things that I really love about gel polish, and I'll kind of tell you one of the things that I really love. So, by the way, as I'm doing this, I'm just getting closer and closer to the outer edges of my nails, and like I said, that's for strength purposes. So one of the things that I love about gel polish is that, let's say I go ahead and I do this, I dip, and when I come out, you might notice that some of the pieces are stuck out more than others. So with gel polish, you have all the time in the world to kind of press those down. So a lot of times once I get my glitter on there, I just take my finger and I press them down, and you can get them in the position you want before you cure, which is kind of important, because if you have anything sticking up when you go to cure, then that's going to be sticking up in your final coat, and you don't want that. So it's nice at this point to go ahead and push down everything, make sure that the glitter placement is where you want it. If not, you can add a piece to take a piece away or whatever you like. So now that everything is flat, I can go ahead and cure for a minute again. So here's what it looks like after I've done the second curing. I'm going to go ahead and brush off any excess, and you'll notice once again that everything is nice and flat, and I'm going to go ahead and repeat the process. So I started with that single strip, I went a little bit further out, now I'm going to take and do the whole nail. So usually by my third coat I'm doing the whole nail. I want to make sure to get as close to the edges as I can, but I am not going to touch my skin. That's where all kinds of drama happens. So do your very, very best not to touch your skin. And if you get anything on your skin, you really need to remove it right away before you do any curing. In fact, before you even put the product on, the dipping product. Okay. I did go ahead and shake this, so you'll notice there's a lot more glitter at the top. And once again, I love gel because you see what's happening here? I've got some pieces sticking out. I can move all of those things right now. So I'm going to go ahead and start pressing. There was also some pieces that were kind of sticking up, like right here. I'm going to press all of that down. And along the edges, I'm going to grab myself just a regular cleanup brush. And I'm going to clean up all that glitter that's inside of there and any dip powder that's in my cuticle area. I don't want anything there when I go to cure this thing. Oh, come on, come on. There we go. I'm going to take all of that out of there. And then, like I said, I can place them where I want them as well. Make sure it's nice and pressed down again. So if there's anything you wanted to move, now would be a good time to do that. You can take a paintbrush or anything you want. It's like, oh, these two are too close together, so I'll just move one kind of off to the side and then press it back down. You can pick up pieces and put them on. Any additional pieces that you like. Oh, now I've taken them all off and I can't get back. There we go. Okay, get off of there. Get off of there, I say. Okay. And then you just push them where you like them. So you can play with them a little bit with gel polish. If you got the dip liquids with the base coat, it's a little bit harder to do that. Most importantly, before it goes into cure, make sure that everything is nice and flat. Remember that one that we had sticking out earlier? It's nice and flat now, and we don't have to worry about him messing with our top coat later. And then we cure for another minute. Hey, no, you get on out of there. You don't stay in there. And then we cure for a minute. Okay, this is after our 2.5 coat, if you will. So, looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. I like the glitter placement. Everything is nice and smooth. When I go to put on my top coat, it's going to be nice. So now I've got to be working on my other things, my other sides. Now, the other thing I wanted to tell you about is, you see right here, remember I said you need to kind of stir it in between. So if you see, now I got all the pieces that come to the top. So you do want to make sure as you go through that you're making sure to stir it and mix all those pieces up so that it looks a little bit more random. Okay, now I'm going to be taking a little bit of that base coat again, and I have a fan brush. You can use any kind of brush really, but I'm going to be using a fan brush, and I'm going to, because I only want it on this section of the nail, I'm just going to kind of paint where I want it. I am not going to be doing a thick coat. So I just need a nice thin coat of this base coat. I want to put it exactly where I want the glitter to go and nowhere else. It's nice and thin. I got a lot in this area. And remember what I said about that. You do not want any kind of base coat, no polish, no dip powder in your cuticle area. So you want to get it out as soon as possible. And then I'm just going to be picking up my pieces of glitter and kind of dropping them on the nail where I want them. Once again, I don't want it too thick, so I don't need to pick up too much. Okay. And then I'm going to tap it off. And you see now it's only in the glitter area. Because this is, everything's only in the area I want it. And because this is gel polish, I have enough time to kind of move the glitter where I want them to go. I'm also going to take some time to press these down so that they don't mess with my top coat. Yeah, see, I like that much better than what I did over here. Yeah, it's pretty. And I'm going to be using, again, that cleanup brush to kind of get this stuff out of there. So I had already done everything, all the coats on this nail that I needed to do with the rusty color. Okay, they're pretty much where I want them. I've pressed them down nice and lightly. That's where I want. I'm going to go ahead and do the other side now. So I'm going to put the base coat exactly where I want it. Just a nice thin layer. Really, all I need is enough for the dip powder or any glitters really to adhere to it. And I only want to put this exactly where I want it to go. I am not having a lot of luck focusing. I went a little bit further than where I wanted it to. It's okay, I can move them around later. Is that enough? Maybe a little bit more. Why not? Let's let it go a little bit more. There, I like that. Okay, once again, I'm going to pick up any of the glitter pieces. And really, at this point, I'm focused mainly on the glitter because I'm not trying to get the pink color. Most of this color is glitter anyway. And I really want to try to focus on some of those bigger glitter pieces. So I'm going to try to make sure I get those picked up. Okay, once again, I'm going to shake it off, shake it off. Okay, press them down. Okay, now I would really like to have a bigger one down here more. So let me see if I can get one on there. Come on, you can do it. Get on out of there. Goodness. Okay. And then I can move them where I want them. There you go. That's a little better. Oh yeah, that's much better. Okay. I'm going to clean my cuticle area. Push any of these glitters further in because I don't want them in my cuticle area, but I do want them on the nail. Okay, make sure they're nice and flat. Maybe I want to spread these guys out a little bit more. Press them down. And that gel polish is really just going to help it kind of stay where I need it to stay when I put my top coat on. I don't need that one. Okay, that's cute. I'm going to go ahead and cure that for a minute. Okay, I am going to brush, but I'm not going to brush too vigorously because remember they were just barely hanging on because I just had a little bit of gel polish holding them on. Now I'm going to be putting, I want my top coat, but really what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to kind of make sure that everything gets encapsulated, for lack of a better word. So I'm going to continue to use my base coat. So I use my base coat to kind of top everything off. And then after this, I'm going to be using my top coat. Because you'll notice if you only do one coat, it's not going to be nice and smooth and pretty. So it's almost like you could use two top coats, or you could do this base coat and then do a top coat. Oh, come on. And I don't want it too thick. I don't need anything too crazy thick. I'm just making sure that everything gets a nice layer on it. Ooh, I do like that pink princess color. It's so pretty. Also, be careful with your glitters. You want to make sure there's no glitter on it before you put it back in your bottle. Because if you do that, then you might end up with glitter in another color that isn't intended to have glitter. So sometimes I keep a little thing right there and I just wipe my brush on there before I put it back in the bottle. Okay, so once we have this base coat on, we're not going to be putting any more powder on this. This is just going to serve as our encapsulation tool. I don't know, is there a better word for it? Somebody give me a better word for it. This one I think I got a little too thick. I went a little generous, y'all, so I'm going to go ahead and take some of that off of there. And then we'll cure it for a minute. And now for our top coat. I don't know how I feel about the Rossi top coat just yet. If you'll notice on my other hand, I guess it looks really nice. I didn't do a good job with it on this pinky, but I still kind of am partial to my Lee top coat, but we'll give Rossi another try. We sure will. So I'm going to go ahead and top coat now. And with this top coat, I do give a generous top coat. It doesn't have to be over the top, but I do want to give a nice generous top coat. But once again, hello, can we focus, please? I'm sure y'all are saying that at home, like, what is wrong with your camera? Okay, I'm kind of just looking on the sides and making sure that there's nothing too crazy hanging over anywhere. Okay, and on to the next one. I just feel like their top coat doesn't level quite as nicely as the Imeli one does. I mean, it's still really nice and it does a good job, but I feel like I don't have to work as hard to get the Imeli to look nice. Okay, let's leave that one. On to the next nail. And we'll just finish up top coating these, and then I'm going to cure for yet another minute. Okay, here we have the final product. I think I did a much better job, if you ask me, of making the two swooshes, if you will. I think that looks really pretty. I'm very happy with that. Just so you guys know, I have been known to, when my rough edges, my edges are rough, I will take just a normal file, not a heavy duty one, and I'll just go around on the very bottom edges like that. Especially with glitter, sometimes you need to do that. All right, I'm very happy with that. That's super cute. And people, I do hope that you like this video. If you do, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe, because that could be fun too. And I happen to like the Rossi products. I don't know if I love their top coat, but I do like their dip powder. I do like the base coat. I'm very happy with many of the things that I got from them. So if you want to try rossinails.com, you can get yourself 20% off if you use the code GrooveMama. So feel free to use that. And people, until we meet again, I hope you decorate every nail you got. Bye!